Good morning, my dear ones. Today is day 22 of our Book of Mormon reading, and we're going to be reading in the second chapter of 2nd Nephi. So there are a lot of twos today. And today we're going to be reading some important doctrine that is being taught by Lehi as he's giving a blessing to his son Jacob. Jacob is his oldest of the two sons that we read about that were born to him after he left Jerusalem. And the important thing about this doctrine that he's teaching is he's really trying to help his sons understand that there must needs be an opposition in all things. And he's setting us up that we're going to learn about tomorrow. Adam and Eve, and then the necessity that we have to be able to choose from good and evil. And he talks about that men are taught, they know good from evil, and they must choose. And since we are mortal, we will, the flesh, no flesh is justified, and we must have the Redeemer, and that we can be redeemed through the Messiah if we will believe on his name and offer a broken heart and a contrite spirit. This is great stuff. So read with me today. This is the first half of 2nd Nephi chapter 2. And men are instructed sufficiently that they know good from evil, and the law is given unto men, and by the law no flesh is justified, or by the law men are cut off. Yea, by the temporal law they are cut off, and also by the spiritual law they perish from that which is good, and become miserable forever. Wherefore redemption cometh in and through the holy Messiah, for he is full of grace and truth. Behold, he offereth himself a sacrifice for sin, to answer the ends of the law unto all those who have a broken heart and a contrite spirit, and to none else can the ends of the law be answered. Wherefore, how great the importance to make these things known unto the inhabitants of the earth, that they may know that there is no flesh that can dwell in the presence of God, save it be through the merits and mercy and grace of the holy Messiah, who layeth down his life according to the flesh, and taketh it again by the power of the Spirit, that he may bring to pass the resurrection of the dead, being the first that should rise. For it must needs be that there is an opposition in all things. If not so, my firstborn in the wilderness, righteousness could not be brought to pass, neither wickedness, neither holiness nor misery, neither good nor bad. Wherefore all things must needs be a compound in one. Wherefore, if it should be one body, it must needs remain as dead, having no life, neither death, nor corruption, nor incorruption, happiness nor misery, neither sense nor insensibility. Wherefore it must needs have been created for a thing of naught. Wherefore there would have been no purpose in the end of its creation. Wherefore this thing must needs destroy the wisdom of God and his eternal purposes, and also the power and mercy and the justice of God. And if you shall say there is no law, ye shall also say there is no sin. If you shall say there is no sin, you shall also say there is no righteousness. And if there be no righteousness, there be no happiness. And if there be no righteousness nor happiness, there be no punishment nor misery. And if these things are not, there is no God. And if there is no God, we are not. Neither the earth, for there could have been no creation of things, neither to act nor to be acted upon. Wherefore all things must have vanished away. And now, my sons, I speak unto you these things for your profit and learning. For there is a God, and he hath created all things, both the heavens and the earth, and all things that in them are, both things to act and things to be acted upon, and to bring about his eternal purposes in the end of man, after he had created our first parents, and the beasts of the field, and the fowls of the air, and in fine all things which are created. It must needs be that there was an opposition, even the forbidden fruit, in opposition to the tree of life, the one being sweet and the other bitter. Wherefore the Lord gave unto man that he should act for himself. Wherefore man could not act for himself, save it should be that he was enticed by the one or the other.